Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Figure It Out. So a lot of you have been asking me that why only friends, why not my family members, why not me for a matter of change. So about me, I will come to that later. I have thought of something. I will probably disclose it sometime later. But today I have my sister Priyanka.
Hi.
Hi, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So just about her. She's actually staying in Singapore and she's just on a short week trip to India. So just taking that opportunity to shoot with her. We're actually shooting this at 10 o'clock in the night because we are running short on schedule. So we're gonna try and keep it short, simple, and informative as much as we can, and we'll figure it out on the go with her today. So welcome to the show. Welcome to the house again, right? तो मुझे तो पता है सब बट काफ़ी चीज़ें मुझे भी नहीं पता है इनकी लाइफ के बारे में बिकॉज ऑल्दो हम सेम घर में रहते हैं बट हम मतलब आप सेम घर में रहो फिर भी एक लाइफ रहती है जो आप अलग से जीते हो जो आप हर किसी को बता नहीं सकते राइट प्रोबेबली आप अकेले रहते हो या अकेले अपने थॉट्स में रहते हो अपने फ्रेंड्स को बताते हो लाइक यू आई पर्सनली बिलीव दैट के एवरी पर्सन हैज अ डिफरेंट पार्ट ऑफ यू
Yes.
right
Yes.
and not everyone will know all of you. It's very few people, probably hardly one or two people in your life will know all of you.
Yeah. I don't think anybody knows all of me.
No one does, right? So we'll
Yeah.
try and figure that out, like all
Okay.
your parts today.
Okay.
So for the viewers, like what have you done, like study wise, and what are you doing right now in your job for a
Okay.
living?
Okay. So very quick intro. My name is Priyanka. Hi. I'm a chartered accountant by education. I did chartered accountancy because I didn't know what else to do. It was the cheapest form of respectable education available.
Quite respectable, I must say.
Respectable was the main thing.
Yeah. अभी अपने को चाहिए इज्जत.
इज्जत. I was like कि अगर मेरी शादी हो तो कोई मुझे बोल नहीं सके कि you are a woman, you can't take a decision. I said ये ले डिग्री और बैठ चुप. So that was the whole motivation.
Right.
So I'm a chartered accountant. I finished my education in 2009-10. So it's 2023.
I know when I look back now, it's like almost 15 years back. So you don't even remember like कभी हुआ था.
So I've been through like some 5-6 jobs, and
Nice.
I moved to Singapore 5 years back. I work with KPMG, which is one of the big 4 auditing firms globally.
Right.
And as a profession, I value companies, which has got nothing to do with my education. I was not trained for it at all. I had figured it out on the way.
Yeah.
And so it could be valuing for whatever XYZ reason. And that's what I do.
What do you mean by valuing companies?
So if tomorrow, figure it out, you register it under a company.
बस अभी कल के कल जाके मैं register कर रहा.
Right, and if I say कि Sajan, I want to buy a stake, I want to be a partner in your firm, so you would want some money for it.
Right.
So at what price should I be buying that stake? You see, everybody seems Shark Tank now.
It's a fictional right now, right? I mean, it's all in the air.
It's all in the air, but this could be like, then you would be like, oh, how am I going to earn money? I said, maybe advertisement revenues, maybe this, maybe that. So
Correct.
how do you come down to a number today कि आज से लेके perpetuity in the future, this is the value of your organization or your venture or your company, whatever the technical
Whatever
term
it is, yeah.
Right? So what is the value you are subscribing to it today कि आज की तारीख में इस मेरे समय के अंत तक ये वैल्यू
इतना मिलेगा अगर पूरा का पूरा मैंने 100% बेच दिया तो मुझे इतना पैसा मिलना चाहिए.
करेक्ट.
मैं या फिर जितने लोग भी इन्वेस्टेड है इसमें जितना टका हम लोग का है उन लोग को उतना पैसा मिलना चाहिए.
शार्क टैंक तो आजकल सबने देखा है, so it will give you some idea.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's become like an investor now. Like
Exactly.
But I think because of what I personally feel, it's the valuation thing is more like a bubble of late where it's kind of bursting.
Depends. No, it depends.
Like with the recent Mamaearth IPO.
No. So okay, I've not gone into Mamaearth IPO. I know what is Mamaearth, but I've not gone into the IPO.
Yeah, please don't sue me.
No, but I've been valuing companies for 8 years now, and I have valued all kinds of companies, be it pharma companies, be it industrials, be it very stable MNCs stationed in India, be it Silicon Valley venture, like
इधर से इधर तक.
I remember valuing a company in 2014, which was a crowdfunding company, and I did not know what is crowdfunding. I had to Google what is crowdfunding, and I was like, ये क्या है? And me being me, like the crowdfunding was for medical needs. So what you have Milap right
Milap,
now, it was
keto.
something like that.
Yeah.
That was unheard of. It was a US based venture.
Right.
And me being me, I got so भावनाओं में बेवफाइड. I said, ये कितना अच्छा काम कर रहा है. इसको दे दो. तो इस मतलब ये उफ ये मतलब, and my boss was like, woman, calm down. Commission charge कर रहा है ये, हमें उसका value करना. I said, हाँ ठीक है. So
you need to keep your emotions aside.
Correct.
You need to. Evaluation is not just like about your emotions, but you also need to factor in a lot of science and maths
and it's tough conversations with clients because it's their baby.
Yeah.
And you cannot put the price on
अगर
their
किसी ने बोला मेरे को 1 billion चाहिए, अगर किसी ने बोला तेरे को 900
I've had
million.
very tough conversations before valuation. For a while I was in credit rating. So when you tell a company ki bhai sorry you are not good enough as the Tatas or whatever, right? They have a very tough time because it has a real bearing on your business. The bank will charge you higher interest. The investors will not have so much faith in you. But those are the numbers, and that's
you can't fudge them up.
You cannot, and you should not. And not. I'm a very honest person, and and also that's the way the financial markets are constructed. So it's just what it is.
Right.
So yeah.
So like I don't want to talk much about work. Like this is good enough to understand.
Okay.
Right. If anyone's listening and if they want to know, she'll be tagged in the video and you can post your comments or on Instagram or anything. I don't know if she'll answer, but at least you can try a lot.
Yeah, I have a habit of hibernating. Yeah. So.
Yeah, going AWOL.
Yeah.
So Singapore, like how did that happen?
Okay, it seems like Pichla Janam now. It's just been 5 years, or it's been 5 years, whichever way you want to see it. I mean, and just to give a brief background, I was married at a point. It didn't work out. It ended. And I was in the whole process. I got divorced at the age of 29. 29, I think. I'm 36 now. So yeah, been a while. And I mean, I was happy in my job.
Shit, you're 36.
I'm 36.
I'm 33 now.
You're 33. You remember the KD WWF?
Yeah, I know, right? It just hits you like shit. It just hits you like, oh fuck, I'm 33 now and you're 36.
I'm 36.
Amazing, right?
I'm closer to 40 than I'm to 30.
Yeah, like enough about you. Don't make it about you, right?
Okay. So so I mean I was doing well in my job here. I was quite stable and I had moved out. I was staying by myself. I bought a car. I was living the life. You know, the
जिंदगी में सब मिल गया.
सब मिल गया था.
खुशी हो गई मेरे को.
But मेरे को चुल थी. तो मैंने बोला यार अब what is the next step? What is the next growth for me? I think I very frequently feel my brains are rusting and it annoys me. I need to keep doing something to grow as a person. And I think at one point I just realized that in my current job and my current personal circumstances, I cannot grow any further till I challenge myself in a very drastic way. And on a whim, I called a friend in Singapore who was very kind enough telling me for a while that, listen, if you want to move here, I can pass your CV. Right. And at one point, just on a gut feeling, I called him up and I said, hey, hi, here's my CV. Can you please do something for me? He said, okay, I'll pass on this.
लोग ऐसा बहुत बोलते हैं ना कि हाँ मेरे को दे मैं try करता हूँ कुछ हो जाएगा तो. But there are very few people who actually make it happen.
Yeah, I mean this guy is
you lucked out.
Yeah, I lucked out. I've always lucked out. And so it's very funny because I remember I gave him my CV on 10th or 11th of October. I got a call from KPMG Singapore saying that sorry, we do not have any openings. I said okay, I tried. 10 days later I get a call saying we have an opening. Are you available for an interview?
किसका गेम किया उन्होंने?
बताती हूँ, मुझे बाद में पता चला क्या हुआ. And by December first week I had the job.
Wow.
And I had not even wrapped my head around the fact that I wanted to move. And now it's happening.
Yeah.
And that's how I just moved.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because when I moved, I got to know they already had a candidate, but his visa didn't come through. And that's why...
Naseeb Sada, I personally believe in destiny. If it's like जो तुम्हारा है वो तुमको मिलेगा.
Yeah.
You just keep doing your efforts. You keep up your efforts. That's what I personally...
also believe that there is a right time for everything.
You get an opportunity, take it.
Yeah. And I also believe in the gut feeling. And
वो तो भाई करना ही रहता है.
I mean, you were there. I didn't prepare much. I just
That's it.
went, and I was so much in shock. I didn't even tell anybody that I'm
Yeah,
doing
I
this.
know.
I reached, I
Your
finished.
airport see off was like 3 hours.
Yeah, but there
एक के
were
बाद एक
20
लोग आते जा रहे हैं.
people, and even the security guard was like, "Madam, ये सब आपको छोड़ना है." I said, "मैं special हूँ." So
छोड़ने आए जा.
yeah, like bus हो गया. Please
जा.
go. Stop posing now. Just
I
leave.
know, right?
And it was a week before I reached Singapore. It was a
Yeah.
week before all the formalities were
Yeah.
done. And then when I joined the firm, I got my ID card. I said, okay,
That's when it hit you.
it has happened.
Yeah.
And that's when I told people that okay, I have moved and this is
वही वो
happening.
थोड़ा सा skepticism रहता ही है
मुझे
कि
रहता है.
ये जब तक वो फाइनल आता
हाँ,
नहीं है ना हाथ में
हाँ,
तब तक नहीं बताना यार.
Correct.
नहीं, fair enough यार. I mean, life has been like that, so you just might as well keep your cards close to your chest.
Correct.
And even after sometimes it doesn't even if it happens, it's okay even if you don't tell people. It's your life.
Exactly. And people who really matter will know.
They'll be there with the journey.
Or I would say it the other way also. People who really understand you will also get it if you don't tell them.
Yeah, absolutely. They won't make a big deal out of अरे तूने मेरे को क्यों नहीं बताया?
Please get it. मैंने क्यों नहीं बताया? You should get the signal loud and clear.
मतलब अगर नहीं बताया तो ठीक है ना यार, कुछ रहेगा, मतलब एक situation रहेगा, because I would be going through something. Be understanding, dude.
No, I think I've become a little rude in the last 3 years. I would probably not say this on somebody's
your rudeness trajectory was here.
Yeah.
Then you went somewhere here. Yeah. Now you're back here.
Now I'm back there. Yeah, because no time for bullshit.
Yeah.
And now I just say that if I didn't tell you, then you please understand that you're not in my inner circle. I will still love you, but I'm sorry you're not my core person.
So I think we'll come to Singapore again in a while. Like we just take a detour over here. When you're talking about this, like no time for bullshit and all. Like, what has led you to be here? Like you were mutually inclusive. Like you had so many friends. I remember coming home to like 10 odd girls, and I'm like, मैं किसी गलत घर में आ गया हूँ क्या? मतलब ऐसे सब लोग भरे हैं. मैं बोला क्या किधर? तो you were like always a people's person, and before you like your separation and all happened, what happened after that? And now I think you are at a little bit of a balanced situation.
Yeah.
But what led you to be here?
I think few things, right? But so I've been in therapy for a few years. I've really tried to clean up a lot of shit. And I think staying alone, staying abroad,
खाना बनाना, झाड़ू पोछा,
खाना बनाना सीखना पड़ा, बर्तन मेरे हाथ, उफ, everything.
Yeah.
You have fever, nobody's going to come and tuck you in. You get up, you make your khichdi, you have your paracetamol, and you go to sleep.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to do googly googly woo shalu lily to you. Sorry, that's not happening.
That's not
right?
happening.
And it's okay. It's really okay, which teaches you ki you are on your own in a good way.
In a good way.
Right? But on the balancing part, I think I was, and I still am, very much a people pleaser. I have this deep rooted thing that when people are around me, I need them to be happy.
Yeah.
Even if they're not very happy.
I think that's ingrained in all of our family.
I think so.
हर कोई ऐसा है हमारे खानदान में ऐसा है.
Correct.
Okay, for people who don't know, I have 3 elder sisters. Yeah, now you can pity me.
Come on, you're like the spoiled one. And the most loved one. So both goes ways, but yeah. So I think it was also the people pleasing thing.
Yeah.
But at one point I kind of accepted that you don't need so many people.
Yeah.
And there is no guarantee they will be there for you anyways. You might have like 1,000 people in your address book, but when you really need,
who are those? Many? I get this. मेरे को भी बहुत लोग बोलते हैं like I have a big ass social circle, right? Which I'm using now in my podcast. But मेरे को भी ये है ना, हर कोई एक क्वेश्चन पूछता है कि चल ठीक है तेरे 50 दोस्त हैं. How many of them will stand with you when you need them? I said I can count 15 even on my fingers, and I'm blessed. So what I'm trying to say is it's not always those only 2-3 people. It can be a lot more. The perception needs to change with people that yes, you can have a lot of close friends also. Yeah. It's just, and no, I hate this term best friend. I never say best friend.
No, neither do I, because also I'm 36. I have seen a lot of phases in my life.
Yeah.
Which might seem a bit of a hyperbole at just a tender age of 36, but I genuinely have. I think enough ho gaya abhi. But what I have learned is, right, there are phases
Yeah.
and friendships fade, and
Correct.
it's normal.
It's normal.
Because you might not be at the same wavelength
Correct.
anymore. Like my friends from, say, my college, most of them are married, some
Yeah.
of them have kids. They talk about Bai, Dabba, mother-in-law. I was there at one point.
Now you're
Now
not.
I'm not.
Yeah.
Right? So I love them, they love me, but we might not have a lot of relatability anymore. I have, so it's like,
I think it's important to also not keep a grudge, and
No.
also just be like also be jovial when you meet.
Of course,
Right.
Sajan, you've seen me coming home,
Yeah.
and there is a running joke in our family, right? कि प्रियंका आती तो है बट घर पे कितना रहती है.
5 दिन हो गया, अभी हम लोग रात को 10 बजे शूट कर रहे थे.
Yeah,
That's like,
I actually texted you that, dude, we haven't caught up this
Yeah.
time. I'm so sorry. Can we just like
stay like next building.
Yeah. So, but it's what, and I think I value quality over
Correct.
quantity.
Absolutely.
But again, I'm blessed. I have amazing quantity of friends,
Yeah.
and I always say ki whatever God has taken away in terms of few things which I feel missing in my life,
Yeah.
He has more than compensated. And of course, the last 2 years when I was not well and I was in Singapore, oh my God, I cannot even repay what my friends have done for me. They took over my life. They have still taken over my life. I have friends who message me every day to check what I have eaten because they do not
Wow.
trust me that I will have a meal properly.
Yeah.
And if I tell them that I had like an apple, they come and slap me.
You need them.
Yeah.
You need such people.
So I mean,
you need such people who will tell you, okay, you are fucking yourself up. You need to get your shit together.
Yes.
You need these kind of people more than the
Yes.
buttery ones who will be like, oh my God, you're so
yeah,
good.
so one of the like shitty situations I was few months back, all my doing, and I was very sad and upset and everything, and
Yeah.
I think I cried for a day. Then I said, "Yaar, ye to jam nahi raha hai." I figured I need help.
Yeah.
So I called up 2-3 of my girlfriends in Singapore and I said, okay, babe, this has happened.
Mm.
Please tell me what to do. They said, okay, get up, go wash your face, put on your shoes and get out. I'm going to keep talking till you do that.
चल दारू भी दे.
दारू नहीं, walk पे जा, कुछ भी कर.
But एक
Or
रहता
you
है,
were
चल
like,
बाहर
you
से.
want to trash
Yeah.
somebody, come, we'll go and have a drink and do
Yeah.
that, right? So I'm very blessed.
Yeah, no, you need such people, right?
Yeah.
Like even now, if I call just someone like I won't take their names, but like because एक का लूंगा दूसरा गाली देगा, अरे मेरे को नहीं बुलाया तूने वो टाइम पे, तो I'll just call them like मेरे आवाज है like तेरे को कुछ बात करना है, हाँ आजा बैठते हैं, एक ठीक है, ऐसे ऐसे
Yeah.
दोस्त होने चाहिए.
In fact, I have reached a point where I don't even need to talk.
Exactly.
I just tell my friends sometimes I just want to be around you.
Exactly.
I want to
just
sit and watch TV, or
Yeah.
I'll work with you. I just need that presence, and that's
बस
enough.
वही काफी रहता
Yeah.
है. Like I don't know if you want to talk about, but still I'm going to touch upon that. Like because we did promise that we'll go unfiltered over here.
Yes.
So few people know that you recently survived a cancer scare.
Yes.
How was it?
Technically, it wasn't a scare; it was cancer.
Yeah. So I tried to be subtle about
That's
it.
okay. No filters.
Yeah. How was it dealing with it? Because you were in Singapore alone.
Yes.
And how did you deal with it? Because the mentality that you need to come out of that situation, not even just come out of it, come out of it is the second part. Dealing with that is
Yeah.
a task in its own.
Yeah.
Managing that, your relationships, your work, everything together when you don't have anyone around you.
Yeah. So I've had a bit of a time to think about it. It's been 2 years. It's May now, so exactly
Yeah.
2 years. April 21 is when I fell sick.
Yeah, I remember. It was around my birthday.
My second surgery was 6 days before your birthday.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. It was around.
I
my
was in
birthday.
hospital on your birthday.
Yeah, I remember.
Yes. So, okay, I mean, firstly, I was not alone. Yes, I miss my family. I miss my mom so much. But I knew because of COVID.
Our mom, by the way.
Right, out me. Our mom. But yeah, I mean, because of COVID, it was good for everybody
Yeah.
to stay where they were.
Yeah,
It didn't make sense कि आप situation को और खराब बनाओ.
correct.
So that was very clear in my
I
head.
remember.
Right?
I remember mom went all hyperventilating over here.
Of course, right? And
Yeah.
so it was quite crazy because it progressed so fast. I didn't get a chance to even understand what's happening. I go in for my annual health checkup, and I have been very vigilant with my health anyways, always. I've been getting checkups and everything. One of those random people who likes to keep a tab on their health.
It's you and me both.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, oh, is bar my India nahi gayi? Let me do the checkup here. And of course, one of my friends was like, oh, there is a swelling in your neck. Just get it checked. I said, हाँ क्या ही होगा?
Tonsil होगा.
मतलब क्या ही होगा? मतलब I was so hoping they'll say बेटा कुछ नहीं है घर जाओ. The doctor says
ये ले easy 500 जा.
हाँ doctor literally tells me अच्छा अगले बुधवार क्या कर रहे हो? I said क्यों? Surgery करनी है. I said,
you the fuck?
I said no. You are supposed to tell me I'm fine.
Yeah,
said, no,
you give me an
fine.
antibiotic. You give me an antibiotic.
You were like, no, you are not fine. So it was literally in your face, but I took my time. I decided.
You processed it.
I processed it as much as I could, elongated, because I really trusted my gut, and I decided that I will not do something which does not feel right to me.
Yeah.
Because it's my body.
You know your body the best.
Apparently, but more than that, if I am on board with the decision, then I will recover faster.
Yeah.
That was the whole thought process. If
your mind, body needs to be in one sync.
Correct. It needs to be in one sync. So I should be okay. Otherwise, if I'm cribbing after it, then it will not help with my recovery. So I actually took a month before I went for the surgery. I spoke to my firm, my bosses, and they were super supportive. I wrapped up all my work in that 1 month, and they said, you do what you need to do. We are here. So really thankful.
Yeah.
They never pressured me to come back to work very quickly. And in hindsight, I ended up taking a break for almost a year. But okay, so the first surgery happened, and then the tests came out ki cancer hai. And I remember sitting there with a friend of mine. And so the funny thing is, just before that, the nurse called me ki Priyanka, it's just a reminder, your results are in. I said, yeah, I'll be there today afternoon. She said, so are you? I said, okay. Then I reach. And I see the nurse, and she said, she saw me alone because my friend was on a call outside. And she said, oh, you've come alone.
बड़े गट से तेरे अंदर आया अकेले आए.
I was like, no, my friend is here. She said, oh, then okay. I said, what do you mean then okay? Right? So in my heart, I was like,
कोई पकड़ने वाला चाहिए ऐसा.
So she, I mean, these things kind of gave it away. And in my gut, I knew it's cancer.
You sometimes know.
Right? So I go in and the doctor says it's cancer. So hope against hope. And of course, I cried a bit. But it's amazing. My friend broke down. I had to take care of her. And
चुप हो जा, मैं ठीक हो जाऊंगी.
I was like, let me figure the logistics. Can you just calm down? And of course, my first thought, I kid you not, my first thought was I have to call my insurance agent.
We have to, right? We live
Second call, how will mom deal with it?
अपना तो बाद में सोचा तुमने.
मेरे को टाइम नहीं है. I have to prepare for the surgery. I have 4 days. I literally had 4 days to go in back. I had not even healed from the first one.
Wow.
But he said, this is an aggressive, very rare form of cancer. We are not waiting.
Okay.
He was clear. I said, okay, bhaiya, jo aap bolo. So I took 3-4 hours off. I processed it. I cried. I did what I had to do.
अब कर लो भाई जो करना है.
Then I calmed down and then I called mom.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm okay. This is my plan. I need you to be okay. Because I knew if I'm not okay, she will not be okay.
Yeah.
And I don't hide things from mom as much as possible. Asterisk.
थोड़ा करना ही पड़ता है.
But I wanted her to be a part of the journey.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. And honestly, I did not process it till at least 4-5 months later, when all the treatments were done. And then I started therapy again, and then I was on tuberculosis medicines, and all of that was happening. And there was a point where I could not talk.
Yeah.
I started art therapy, and that's where I started processing all these emotions. And I've just learned one thing through that 1.5, 2 years. My survival instinct is fucking strong.
You have to have that.
Matlab, Sajan, I don't think anybody knows in the family this happened. I got a drug reaction.
Okay.
I was not well. I go to my doctor. He gives me a medicine to pass food in my intestines. I think the food was getting stuck. He said this will help move the food along.
Yeah.
I have the medicine. I get a crazy reaction where my body is not in my control. I start getting epileptic sort of fits, like convulsions. My eyes are going up, my tongue is coming out, and I get myself to the A&E somehow, and I'm sitting on a wheelchair, and there's nobody who's even looking at me. I'm falling off the wheelchair,
Damn.
And my friend was with me, and she's a doctor, and she knew what needs to be done, but nobody was looking at me or attending to me is the word. And I was like, ये सिंगापुर की शराफत काम नहीं आएगी, अंदर का मुंबई का निकालना पड़ेगा. And in that halat, I fought, I screamed, I said, this is my condition, I need you to give me this fucking injection now. And it still took 2 hours.
Damn.
And by the time I got the injection, there were 4 people holding me down.
So that they can give it to you.
Gave me the injection, and that's when I got better.
And उसके बाद वो कभी लिया नहीं रहेगा drug.
हाँ, so all my doctors know that this drug is not to be, and this is a very rare side effect. It happens in young boys. So for it to happen to me was very rare, but it happened. So my point being कि I kept telling myself कि यार, I always say कि I should do what is in my control. Correct. And whatever happens, happens. My control was to get myself to the goddamn hospital.
Yeah.
It's like the breach country of Singapore. It's like the most expensive, most fancy hospital.
और फिर भी वो लोग ऐसे कर रहे थे.
Correct. मैं पहुंच गई. यार अब मैं क्या करूँ?
अब और मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ इसके बाद?
अब मैं क्या कर सकती हूँ?
Right.
Right. So every time I would feel I'm getting better, there would be a setback.
It's very demotivating.
It is. I was very upset when this happened. I said, what else?
What kept you going? What kept you going?
If I'm alive, there were many times I could have died. I could have died in an OT. My cancer, it's not my cancer. The cancer could not have been diagnosed. Anything could have gone wrong. For some reason, somebody up there keeps me alive. I have no idea. मेरा नाम नहीं आया है. वो मुझे नहीं पता क्यों है. मुझे नहीं पता.
Our job is just to live.
So I'm going to give 100% to every day. When I was told I have cancer, I got better. Twice I thought it's come back, and then it goes down. Right? It's a perpetual threat.
Yeah.
It is never going to go away, and
Absolutely.
I don't know how much more time I will take to get used to it, but it's just there. Right? So every day is a blessing, and I'm not saying this as a dialogue in an affirmation book.
You just believe it as a part of your life.
There have been cynical days, but most of the days when I get up, I literally look up and say, okay, God, thank you for waking me up today.
Yeah.
I literally say that.
You will have 8 out of 10 days like this. 2 days you will need to, you will have those
take three and a half.
Yeah.
Right? For some reason, I didn't die.
Exactly. You're still alive.
I don't know why. And I keep thinking, right? So, like on a bit of a tangent, when I talk to people and they say, oh, what do you want to do with your life? What do I know? I don't know anything.
Yeah.
What can I give back? I don't know. All I know is to be a good person in whatever capacity I have. I don't preach to be a Mother Teresa because you've seen me abuse. But my only tiny little hope is that if I'm having an interaction with somebody, they go back home smiling.
Yeah.
That's enough. And that ripple effect makes somebody's day better.
Absolutely.
That's enough. There's nothing else to be achieved.
Absolutely.
Right? That's the only thing that keeps me up and running. That the day the universe decides, or God, or whatever you want to call it, or my ancestors who are blessing me with this life, who keep guiding me. I keep these random intuitions. Go and buy an insurance policy. If I didn't have that insurance policy, मैं खुद को भी बेच देती ना. मेरे पास पैसा नहीं था treatment का.
Singapore तो यार बहुत expensive.
Dude, I spent like more than 1 crore.
Damn.
It's all on my insurance. I'm sure they have a separate file in my name by now.
ये ना, ये इसका जरा देखना कितना premium लेना है next year.
Right? So where do these thoughts come from?
Yeah.
Where do I know कि
someone out there is up there, down there, wherever you
somebody is watching over me.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to do whatever is written in this life.
I'm supposed
to hopefully be a better human every day. Yeah. And that's enough.
No, that was pretty intense.
Sorry.
No. This is what this is supposed to be. We are supposed to go a little in depth and understand the journey a little bit more, because one of the things that makes you unique is surprisingly you. So funnily, I just thought of something, right? And this nobody knows. This nobody knows. Everyone will know. So when I was married, Yeah.
We used to have very bad fights.
Yeah.
Right? Without getting into details. There was a point, I remember sitting on the floor of the bedroom with so much rage inside me. I didn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And I thought I've lost myself.
Yeah.
I'd become somebody I wasn't.
Exactly.
I was screaming, I was fighting, and I was like, no, this is not me, what's happening? And then I see we had a bedside table जिसपे ऐसा कोना था. You know what was my instinct? Yes.
I know. Been there.
I wanted to just put my forehead there and finish off the goddamn story.
Been there.
Like खत्म करो.
बस.
नहीं करना है. हो गया बहुत. Then I like, wait, what?
What the fuck am I thinking?
What? And that turned around things, right? You're like, no, I've turned somebody I'm not.
Exactly.
And that is what. And when I was not well, I said that day
this is not me.
I didn't die then.
Exactly.
I'm not dying now.
Exactly. I'm not gonna. This is not me. This is not
me.
This is not my legacy. This is not how I'm supposed to go.
The cancer does not define who I am.
Correct.
The other crazy shit, which I don't think we should.
The job, into. the fancy things, the low things, they all don't define it. What defines you is exactly what you said, is the impact you're making in people's lives, and what growth you have as a person. That is what defines you, and what you're leaving behind. Dad मुझे बोलते थे, बहुत चीज बोलते, मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें उन्होंने बोली. एक ये थी जो बहुत मेरे दिमाग में बैठी हुई है. Probably that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this podcast. He was like, you earn 50, you earn 5 lakh, you're like 50 lakhs, whatever amount you earn, you do this, that, etc. How much are you giving back to the society is what defines you. What you give back, how much, it doesn't always have to be money. It can be intangible, it can be abstract, it can be tangible also. Charity, people, whatever in whatever capacity you can.
Like, see, everybody does not have time to volunteer.
Absolutely.
If you can provide financial resources to do that, then uski
do
bhi to zarurat hai.
Do it whatever you can, whatever small.
Again, there is no pressure, there is no this thing कि तुमने नहीं किया तो तुम
ऐसा कुछ है नहीं. किसी को ऐसा अगर कोई कर रहा है तो तुम जाके तू नहीं कर रहा है ऐसे क्यों है?
मतलब वो अलग एक,
वो peer pressure में नहीं करने का,
अलग एक,
वो peer pressure में नहीं करने का.
But yeah,
cool. So amazing chat. Intense हो गया थोड़ा सा. Drink करना पड़ेगा ये थोड़ा digest करने के लिए. See, this is another thing, right? I feel that when I said no bullshit, time for bullshit, right? I know it's been happening, or it happens with me now, that my conversations have become very intense, very real. You grow and you grow into it in life.
हाँ, मतलब मुझे ऐसे लगता है बात कर रहे हो तो कुछ काम की बात करो
ना यार.
लेकिन
और ऐसे ही मैंने एक चीज नोटिस की है कि not every intense conversation needs to be intense. You know, it can be having a light tone. You can always say some nice important things in a nice funny or in a nice casual way also.
Of course.
Right? Like I have noticed this, a lot of my brilliant ideas come when I'm just joking around. I'm like, oh fuck, ये अच्छा idea यार. Right?
I mean, yeah. It's quite funny, right? And I always tell myself that I'm a joker. I always feel like I'm a joker. I don't know how much you agree. But
होना चाहिए यार.
मुझे ऐसे लगता है कि क्यों इतना टेंशन लेना है?
हाँ ना यार, ठीक है ना यार.
क्या है? Like, I don't know if you saw the video, or like I would click these pictures in the ICU.
Yeah, exactly. You need to keep yourself motivated.
Like, I remember I went back to the ICU for the 3rd time, and then the nurses says like, I said, I was missing you. You know, I had to come and see you.
You start finding little joys and to keep yourself entertained.
Keep
your spirits up.
I learned so much, yeah. Like,
we'll do another podcast on that. Like, this is a never-ending thing. Cool. Just any parting thoughts that you'd like anyone, just like a one-liner or any code that you live by. Any code or even any advice that you'd like to
advice give. And all. Oof, I'm going on my age now, but okay. Only 2-3 things that I live my life by. First is you do you, I do me.
Yeah.
I will never judge you. The second thing, no judgment.
हम कौन से सेंट है जो हम दूसरे को जज करें?
सेंट की भी बात नहीं है यार. मतलब मुझे क्या घंटा पता तुम्हारी जिंदगी में क्या हुआ है? मुझे क्या पता?
You come from a different place, I come from a different place, and
Correct.
it's okay where you come from. You are you because of the past circumstances that you
Yes.
faced.
Yes.
No, fair enough. Absolutely.
Secondly, we were not born with a manual, so we will make mistakes,
Yeah.
and it's okay.
Yeah.
As long as you learn with it. मैं जब
Absolutely.
पैदा हुई थी मेरे बम के नीचे से ऐसे ये नहीं निकला था SOP ये है जीने का नहीं निकला था.
Yeah.
Right, so it's absolutely okay as long as you don't make it a habit. It's
Yeah.
fine. Right, it's okay. And thirdly, I feel that there is no right or wrong. I was one of those people who lived lives in black and white. ये गलत है मैं बात नहीं करूंगी and I would cut people off.
Yeah.
I stopped doing that. Still hibernate a lot, but
that's okay. That's you taking time for yourself. I feel.
But again, there is no right or wrong. Everybody has different set of experiences, and I might not get it, but it's your right. I might not agree with it.
Yeah.
So it's very easy.
मतलब ठीक है, तुम्हारा ओपिनियन है, मेरे को नहीं जमता ये, ठीक है, it doesn't mean that you're wrong, but अपना नहीं हो पाएगा.
Correct.
We won't be on the same
page. Chill मारी. Like please.
नहीं, good 3 points. Like इधर लिखता हूँ मैं 3 commandments of Priyanka Gupta.
I was like ताल का मामा जी के.
इधर दीवार खाली है पूरी, कुछ तो डाल देते हैं इधर. पॉडकास्ट में बैकग्राउंड में आ जाएगा नेक्स्ट टाइम से. Slowly my couch is becoming like my podcast scenario only now because यार लोग के पास अभी मैं किसी को बोलता हूँ कि तुम्हारे घर पे आके शूट करो, बोलते हैं यार इधर ड्रिलिंग चालू है, मम्मी रहती है, तो आवाज होती रहती है. मैं बोला कि चलो जब तक अकेले रह रहा हो तब तक यूज ही कर लो इसको, लोकेशन को.
Agreed.
Yeah, so hey, amazing chat. It's almost like 11 o'clock now.
Oh my god, I need to go and sleep.
Yeah, it's Friday night. I'm gonna chill.
Yeah, I'm still on Singapore time. So
yeah, आपका तो मतलब हो गया bedtime.
काफी late हो गया.
So no, thank you for the time.
Thank
and
you.
So we'll catch up again after this.
Yes, and amazing things that you're doing. So super cool.
Thank you. That wasn't planned, by the way.
That's
just a genuine.
I never praise him on his face.
Oh, definitely. It was like very, very rare. Exactly.
Yeah, we've broken beds, killing each other, and he's bitten me. And
I don't remember that.
I remember.
Let's not get into graphic details. Cool. So yeah, we're gonna keep on talking. So let's just let me just quickly end this. So thank you for tuning this, and I hope you enjoyed. From 2 points, one is a brother-sister conversation. Second is of a never give up kind of a spirit, and a third is have your own opinion but also be a mutually inclusive person, right? If you have any comments, feedback, always ready to listen. I know a lot of you send me DMs about ये कर दे वो कर दे, like it's okay भाई, comment भी कर दो, उधर भी आ जाएगा, थोड़ा engagement हो जाएगा podcast पे, right? So yeah, stay tuned for more content. Till then, stay good, cheers, keep figuring it out.